Good morning. Welcome to Moines. You are live with a group of Friends for Peace and others. We're going to go over to the edge and they are protesting against the drones. Not only the drones that will be replacing the F-16 squadron that is currently based here, but the use of drones all over the country and in other countries to you know, kill people remotely when they don't even deserve it. So that's why we're here. Hopefully Gil will see that. Gil, got your hold. Yeah, I got Gil's flag holder. As I said, Veterans for Peace is one of the groups here. And we have some people who are from out of town who are joining us. There's a mounted plane over there. Different models. That's one. And there's another one. They see this as our
okay to exercise our constitutional rights. Is that
yeah.
It's not okay on the other side? Is that the concept?
I would say the word arbitrary is I don't know what that means.
Then when they could have put line of this one,
well, they could have do anything. They could do anything. Very normal right there. But they figured out the least amount of space. Gave us our legal stand. This is where we stand.
Well, I suppose if they put the line right on the curb, we'd have to stand in the street.
Yeah, but that would be blocking traffic.
No, I did.
This is an often tactic done.
Okay, I was wondering.
They just do what the public is doing. Now, if you put it on the curb, they would be illegal. And we don't contest it. But
There's
a public
there's a holder for Gil. That's also a holder. I just picked it up on the ground and carried it. So.
What's in your hand?
Oh, this is my tablet. I'm live streaming. Yeah, this is going live on the internet right now. Yeah.
So about 5 foot.
Well, first go up to my Ustream channel, and then yeah, that's Ustream.tv/channel/Occupier Kaylin. And then from there I can put it in other places.
Good.
I can upload it to YouTube.
So we've done this before.
Upload to other places. Yeah, I can tweet.
Protest. Great.
I put a link up on Facebook, on Twitter.
Wonderful.
And then there are people who run other live stream channels that will pick up my feed and rebroadcast it on their channels, so it gets a wider audience. So anyone from around the world will be able to see this. And I got more signs in my bag. Yeah. Yeah, that's no mascara, or you can open it up and see what I did on the inside.
I like it.
Combination of screws and just paper letters that I acquired.
It actually painted a line on the ground.
Yeah.
You know if Kathy's coming? Yeah, link to Rather Rose and Speeches in your inbox. Yeah, I got some more. Yeah, that's good. They'll have to keep a tight hold on the banner though. What?
Well, that's, I think that's, Jefferson.
It looks like a cover from yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. Mentioned he was going to put in whatever.
I think it's just.
Watch out! Ah, crap. I got it.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, feeling your just.
You're pushing the envelope, sister.
I know, but I think I'll just stick to one task.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'll stick to my streaming.
Randall? Yeah. You might want to get on this side of that red line. I'm telling you ahead of time.
Right up there.
And right over there, those other cars are parked. We need someone to just kind of keep a watch for traffic.
Hey, how you doing? How are you?
Sign? Anybody need a sign?
Oh, well, I brought a few too, so
Well,
I'm live streaming, so
Going down.
okay. Maybe not.
looks like we have a few more showing up. Someone honking.
Hey, Al, let me see that face of yours somehow. Good. Oh, Caitlin, you do your work, and I'll do this.
Right behind you. when we did a bigger crowd, hopefully for more, because it was promoted at the Rabbi Rosen election day. So that might generate a few more bodies.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he knows how to do that. He can talk to her. Frank, yes, sir. Can you see this up by the symbol of death?
I think we should orchestrate the talk. That'll be the best banner we got out here. No doubt about it. Hey, how about you down your banner? Well, he's got one right here.
Got some photographers on the other side of the street shooting pictures. Different media. One guy's going across. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, we got more. Yeah, you might need
to think about the best way to do this.
Posting so I know when stuff.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, the pole.
Getting a few more people here.
More iron.
Everybody in Washington has put into this that it's money is right, whatever our country needs is good. If you have to kill people,
Yeah.
It wasn't that
yeah, and do that. What they care about the years.
obviously look at that.
I'm just gonna go ask. I'm curious.
Local channel 8 or
It could be. Sometimes they have their name or something on the side of the camera itself, and sometimes they don't. I've seen some camera people with like their badge hanging on the camera.
Place to do the talk, and since we have just small space there, but when we do the talk, we're going to regroup over here so we can all. So a way to we'll bring all back over here, right?
Yeah.
It's so awesome. So it's our first interaction. And we're standing, we're holding arms, we're shaking his arms, and I can't even wait till these big old trucks. And it was so cool, and it's just a unity. Just I'm a believer that our groundwater is for everybody, you know, because poison it. And the Minnesota.
The Alameda County frac sand mine is still on moratorium.
Yes, sir. It was incredible. So they were watching the stand.
Hello. But I'm live streaming. But hopefully more people are coming. Yeah. This was promoted at the Rabbi Rosen, like I said, I went to. Yeah, that's. A car coming, so we might want to wait for the other one to. Yeah, good.
Hey, Kathleen. Good. How are you? It was awesome.
Especially at ease. We're going to switch sides when traffic allows.
Boss, you do it.
Those drones, Iowa, the important message that we're taking not only to Gard but to the whole Iowa community, and other people around the country are taking it around the country and all the world. This event today is sponsored by a whole bunch of organizations. I think there's 14 in all, and I want to particularly note Veterans for Peace and Catholic
I can't hear you, hon.
We got a bullhorn.
Okay, I should. Where?
Yeah.
Yell louder.
And they can hear anything.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
They don't win.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. All right. That was a practice. That was a practice. We're gonna start all over. Go for it.
Radio, thank you. Oh, what am I?
Touch the ticket. Pull trigger.
The trigger on the handle.
You got it.
All right, thank you, folks. Great to be here with you in the Iowa National Guard, which is being turned into a drone center as we understand it. We're here to say no drones in Iowa, no drones anywhere, and we're standing in solidarity with people around the country who have been doing these actions all over for the last week. This event, I really want to lift up and recognize Veterans for Peace who have been really key in organizing this event. Other organizations, and I hope I don't miss anyone, but I think we're 14. There's Moines International for Peace and Freedom, Catholic Peace Ministry, Catholic Worker, American Friends of the Methodist Federation for Social Action, and all the other usual suspects, and we're glad to be here today. Our program today is pretty simple. We'll hear from Robert Heyman on the Just Foreign Policy program, and then we're going to open for general comments for anybody who feels the need and desire to say something today. Tonight at 7 o'clock at the American Institute of Business, we're having a forum with Robert Heyman, and we hope all of you will be there. I think we've all done a lot of catch-up to do. I think we've all done a lot of learning to do on this issue. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. I'm going to turn this over to Aaron Jurgensen of the Catholic Peace Ministry for introduction.
Good morning. I'm Aaron Jorgensen from Catholic Peace Ministry, and I want to welcome you and thank everyone for coming out today. My presence here today, we're sending a powerful message that Iowans want no part in the terrorism of U.S. government's drone tracking policy. We're here today in solidarity with the people of Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, where communities live in fear of the drones flying overhead. Wondering where the next strike will happen, who will die next. We're here today to build a movement that says no more to drone strikes, and no more to the war on terror, an endless terror, a beast that feeds itself on human suffering. Our first speaker today is here to tell us that we can do something about the drone strike policy. Among the many hats he wears, Robert Naiman is Policy Director at Just Foreign Policy and writes on U.S. foreign policy at Huffington Post. Last fall, he joined a delegation to Pakistan where he witnessed the effects of drone strikes firsthand. We're very grateful that he's able to be here with us today to share his experiences. Please welcome Robert Naiman.
I feel very blessed to join you today. It's tremendously important, I'm sure you all know, what we're doing here today. I was telling Aaron last night, my baptism into civil disobedience happened in Iowa. In 1984, there was an action at the Rock Island Arts, organized by many people, of course, as always, but I particularly remember the Davenport Catholic Worker.
Right on.
And as being our host. And I remember them explaining to us, well, I was very young then, my first civil disobedience, explaining to us what we accomplished, all of us, by coming to the Quad Cities then. They said, the military is trying to convince people in our community that this is just another business. And we're here to tell people that this is not just another business. This is not just, well, we lost manufacturing, now we have the military. This is a special kind of business, a business that's about killing people, killing innocent people in other countries. And I feel like we're in the same situation here. You look how these planes are put out here as something to be proud of. But the drones that they plan to be running from here are likely to be involved in killing innocent people. And this is what we need to show the public. The underside of this policy has been hidden from the American people for 10 years. This drone strike policy has been conducted. The official story has been, don't worry your pretty little heads about this, because this is a narrowly targeted policy. President Obama said in January of last year, we're not just doing this willy-nilly. This is narrowly focused on a list of top-level terrorist leaders. So don't be concerned. And furthermore, that's the first thing they put out. The second thing they put out is, let us assure you that the civilian casualties have been extremely rare. These are the two pillars of the official story of the drone strike policy. Narrowly targeted on top-level terrorist leaders, civilian casualties have been extremely rare. These two statements are lies. And this has been reported in mainstream media. All you have to do is read the New York Times to know that these two statements are lies. But because of the secrecy of this policy, the refusal of the administration to engage publicly in this policy, and until recently, the decision by Congress to sit on its hands, close its mouth, and do nothing, they've been able to get away with these two lies being the official public face of this policy. So you read in the press, the public supports this policy. But what does it mean to say the public supports the policy when the public has no idea what policy is? Because all that's out in public that most people have seen is the two lies. So if they tell them pollster like Gallup, oh yeah, I'm fine with this, what they're saying is, I'm fine with the lies. Right? They support the fantasy drone strike policy. The drone strike policy in the alternate universe, which those two lies are true. But that's not the planet we live on. The planet we live on, those two statements are lies. And if we can put in front of the public the story how the world really is, we can destroy public support for this policy. And this situation has already changed. It's already started to change in the last 6 months. You all know from your experience, there's a phenomenon in human affairs that objective reality changes, and it takes people a while to get the news and update their databases. So for 10 years, the story was, this policy, not controversial, nobody cares, move along, don't look behind the curtain. In the last 6 months, Congress finally started to wake up and begin the first baby steps of exercising its responsibility, starting with President Obama's nomination of John Brennan to head the CIA. We finally started to have a debate. We finally had members of the Senate writing to the administration saying, before we confirm John Brennan at the CIA, we want to see these drone strike memos that you've been hiding from us for years. And we asked you for them and you didn't even respond. Now we're demanding a response. It's one thing to ask, it's another to demand. Now we're demanding, you want your guy to get confirmed, we want to see these memos. That's number one. Then there was the hearing. That was number two. That got reported in the press. That members of Congress are raising concerns about this policy. Number three, the Rand Paul filibuster. Totally historic. Totally game-changing. And it was really interesting to see the vision and opinion. Everybody that I know that works on this policy was just totally delighted. They knew how to hope to other people that had no idea what was going on. And they kind of woke up and rubbed their eyes, and they were like, Rand Paul? We hate Rand Paul. Rand Paul can't have anything interesting to say. That's because they were clueless. That's because they didn't have any information before. What the Rand Paul filibuster did was give permission to the media to call this a controversial policy and start reporting on it in a much more robust way. So you see controversy in the media that didn't happen before. That's thanks to the filibuster. That's one guy. For 10 years, Congress did nothing. One guy did something, and now we have a public debate that didn't exist before. That shows you how fragile this consensus was. All this time, nothing you can do, nothing you can do, move along, no controversy here, nobody cares. One guy stood up, and we have a totally new public discourse. And then the last thing in the series of 4 things that have happened in the last 6 months. Last Tuesday, for the first time in 10 years, a subcommittee in the Senate had a public hearing on the drone strike policy. Imagine that. Congress could hold a hearing. Senator Durbin, chair of the Judiciary Subcommittee, the Constitution Subcommittee of the Judiciary Committee, held a public hearing on the drone strike policy. And one of the witnesses was a young Yemeni man named Farai al-Muslim. How many people saw his testimony? Raise your hand. Okay. When you next get a chance, you're in front of your computer. This is easy to find on the web. It's on, it's on C-SPAN, it's on YouTube, it's on our site, it's on the front page of our site, justmorepolicy.org. I encourage you all to watch his testimony and share it with your friends. It's just a few minutes, but it's something really historic. The Senate subcommittee invited a young man from Yemen come and testify about the drone strike. Totally historic. Letting somebody from the country that's experiencing these policies try to tell the American people what it looks like from the other side. And these 2 young men could be special because, number one, he's written and investigated about this policy in terms of interviewed drone strike victims. Number 2, he's lived in the United States. He went to high school in the United States. He participated in the American scholarship program. He knows U.S. implements. And number 3, the week before the hearing, his home village was hit by a drone strike. So he came and he told the Senate, I'm living a tremendous contradiction right now. I love America. I love the United States. I love the people of the United States. I live in the United States. I'm ambassador for the United States in Yemen, telling people in Yemen the America that I know. And in this context, you droned my village. And how can I explain to my friends and my fellow villagers who now their perception of the United States, what's the United States? It's the country that bombs us. It's the country that makes us live in terror for reasons that we have no comprehension of. And he told these senators, you're destroying my work. You're destroying my work by being an ambassador for the United States in Yemen. It was really telling to watch the senator watch his testimony. It was chilling. And as a result of his testimony, he was all over U.S. media. New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, interviewed by Chris Hayes. This is totally historic. Imagine if we could build on this in this context where the American people have no idea what this policy is. So the message I want to leave you with is we have three lies of the policy. The lie that it's nearly targeted on top of terrorist leaders. The lie that civilian casualties have been extremely rare. And the lie that there's nothing we can do about this because the American people don't care. That's a lie. We have poll data where they ask people, you know, how do you feel about this drone strike policy if there's a risk of civilian casualty? And they don't support it. How do you feel about this drone strike policy if they're hitting anybody suspected of being a terrorist instead of so-called top-level terrorist leader? They don't support it. So the actual policy, people don't support. So this policy is fragile. If we can put the case in front of the American people of what the policy actually is, instead of the lies that have been told about it. And what just happened here, you know, when I asked you if you knew about the testimony, nobody, that's fine. That shows what capacity we have just by sharing the information that's already out there. It's already out, this testimony is already out there, and we can share it. Everybody is in line now, or a lot of people are. We can spread this information around. There's so much we can do just by putting in front of people the information that's around, getting them to update their databases. Okay, a year ago, you formed your opinion about this policy when we didn't have information that we have today. We have new information. It's time for you to update your understanding of this policy. It's a lie that it's narrowly focused. It's a lie that it's not hitting civilians. It's time to change public opinion. It's time to get Congress off their butt. And as much as I applaud you for having a demonstration here, I want to ask you to have a demonstration at congressional offices. Members of Congress can easily do something about this policy. Dick Durbin, just by holding hearings and inviting good witnesses, helped change the debate. Your two senators, your representatives in Congress can change this policy just by opening their mouths and talking about it. So let's put a hit on members of Congress to do their jobs and do some oversight of the CIA and the military and killing innocent people in other people's countries. Thank you.
Well, I think now what we want to do is invite other people to step forward and make your comments about your feelings about drones, what that means to you and our country. We're going to have Gil from Veterans for Peace read a letter of Brian Terrell, who is currently in prison due to his anti-drone work.
My name is Gilbert Landel, President of Veterans for Peace for Des Moines, Central Iowa, Chapter 163. Yeah, I've got a letter here that I wanted to read. Brian Farrell wrote on April 21st, and it says he's in serving 6 months. He'll be out here, I believe, towards in May for doing a civil disobedience against drones down at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri.
We can't hear
Yeah,
you.
it's not coming over.
Are you pushing the button?
Closer to your lips there. Eat Mike.
There you go.
All right.
That's it.
Now, Brian Farrell is still serving a 6-month sentence for civil disobedience at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, out east of Kansas City. And he'll be getting out. Greetings to all assembled at the Iowa Air National Guard Base in Des Moines for redress of grave and critical grievance from federal president, which I will with you all today. As many of you are aware, this is not the first protest at this little base on the west edge of Des Moines International Airport. In the 1980s, as F-16s from the Iowa Air Guard's 132nd Wing were deployed to Honduras and Panama to shore up Central America's right-wing regimes against the democratic aspirations of the people of those countries. Iowans gathered at these gates in protest. In the 1990s, again we came here when the F-16s left Des Moines for repeated deployments to the Middle East, where they violated international law and Iraqi sovereignty, patrolling the so-called no-fly zone, enforcing sanctions that killed hundreds of thousands of Iraq's most vulnerable people. From this visit, where I'm doing time for protesting remote control killing by drone from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, I am gratified and proud that some of you back home are not taken in or awed by the technical transformation in warfare that would replace the F-16 fighter jets with armed drones. Thank you for recognizing that enabling pilots here in Iowa to engage in combat from the safety of this base is no improvement. In a unique way, bringing the drones to Des Moines would bring the war home. From a place very near to where you now stand, Iowa's citizen soldiers will be taking part in real-time battles. The killing will be done right here, even if the effects will be felt thousands of miles away. As active combat station, the Des Moines Airport in this neighborhood is deemed a legitimate military target. The drones only make war safer and cleaner, and that illusion makes war easier, more likelier, and deadlier. Every day I get letters from around the world supporting my witness against the drones and sending me news of actions like what you're doing in Des Moines today in their communities. Allow me to pass on some of that solidarity and appreciation that I have received on you. With love, prisoner 06125-026, Brian Farrell.
Okay, who wants to speak next?
Julie's got it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tommy Betts. I'm with the Moines Catholic Worker. About 10 years ago, I didn't really care about anything about U.S. warfare. I was in the corporate world at the time, and I was busy worrying about little problems. And when I came to realize that what we were doing in our armed force policy, at first I felt very, very embarrassed, and then I felt very, very angry. I felt embarrassed that it took me 48 years to understand this, and I felt very, very angry because we were getting away with nonsense. Concerning the drones, what
really worries me, within the last 5 years, since I've been on Facebook, I sort of use Facebook as a tool to get to know Muslim people in South Asia, in Pakistan, in India, and in Kashmir, and Bangladesh. And I've got about 500 Muslim friends on Facebook out of about 700 friends total. So I guess I'm being followed. But I have learned that my Muslim friends have a tolerance about them that is far greater than we could ever possibly imagine our own tolerance could ever be. And it's just a very impressive experience for me. I'm looking forward to visiting those countries soon. What concerns me is the humiliation that my friends feel in these countries on a daily basis because of the fear and the anxiety that we are putting upon them because we're flying these drones overhead and they have to live under them. That's what concerns me. And it's a humiliation that if we're not aware that we're putting this upon large populations, and if we're not aware that this could have repercussions on our own children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, we're just being foolish. So everybody needs to start thinking about this. And thank you very much.
One of the demonstrations that Brian did mention was like in the year 2000. I think that was it. It was the first time we got arrested here, other than the 1980s when we were back there in the backwoods. We did a public demonstration against the no-fly zone. And there were 24 folks that got arrested here. That was kind of a landmine experience here in Des Moines. You know, my name is Frank Cordero. I've been doing this for over 35 years. And for the first 20 years of my activism, I had to leave the state of Iowa to find a valid military target. That's not the case. The big thing about modern warfare is not only have they gone to space, but the U.S. empire military apparatus has gone into every community too. They have doled out the money so much that can't cut this giant military budget without hurting some local people somewhere for jobs. What a scam. And now these F-16s, war machines, are going to be turned into unmanned drones. A type of technology that is so ugly, so bad. The Americans have no clue what we're doing to the world, the arrogance that we have. And all I know is I don't have to leave Des Moines anytime to protest war anymore, because the front lines are right here. When they set up these unmanned drone command, this is going to be the front line of global warfare. This is a legitimate target for anybody to come in here and fight who are suffering under these drones. And you know how many people are suffering under these drones? Legions. They're getting everywhere, every place, every part of the world. These drones are happening, we're behind them, and we're becoming public enemy number one on a global scale. Wake up, America. Wake up, Des Moines. Next.
Yeah, she can hold that and you just hold the mic part. Yeah.
A couple of things. First, does anybody have a grandson or a son in the Air Force like I do? He's gonna hear it from me. I decided to visited him. Well, now you know better. Okay, the other thing is, did anyone see the line last night? If you didn't see it, you better see it. I can confirm what you thought for a long time, that we have a secret government. Well, there it is. And everything I heard this morning, we're in trouble.
Hi everyone, my name is Ron Bell and I work with Voices for Creative Nonviolence. And me and Bob drove here from Chicago. We're just actually Bronxville is part of our community. We sometimes come for about a week every couple of months to Chicago to work with us. And so we're going to hit the farm down in Moines for a few days to help out there. Another thing that we're doing is coming across Iowa to survey the route of a walk that we want to do from Rock Island Arsenal over here to the National Guard base, opposing the drone here. And this is going to happen from May to the 23rd, 24th. And we have the flyers, and I'll start passing those around for people who are interested. And I'm really glad that this protest is happening. I've been to Afghanistan twice, once with Kathy Kelly, and once with another delegation. And the people there are very angry about the fact that the U.S. occupation forces in Afghanistan are not taking steps to protect civilians from these drones. They are not actually able to stop the killing of innocent civilians, and they're unable to see that one Afghan is just as valuable as one American. And not like it is today. One student told me they think 1,000 Afghans are equal to one American. Well, that's not what they accept. And we need to stop this drone program.
Thanks for coming to Des Moines. Let her rip, Jilly. Yeah, he'll hold it for you.
My name is Julie, and I'm a Des Moines Catholic worker. And recently, I had the pleasure to be able to go with another Catholic worker from my Jessica in Palestine. And while we were there, we had conversations with a lot of the locals, trying to explain that what a Catholic worker is, what we do here in America. And it was very difficult because the people that we encountered didn't understand what homelessness was, even. It's not something that they're familiar with. so to try to explain to people who don't speak English at all what it means to be homeless and living on the streets, and what that actually is, and then to have somebody just very blatantly ask, how can you have people in America that live on the street when your government is giving so much money all over the world for war? And that doesn't make any sense. We have to think like these drones. The government doesn't have money. We generate the money for the government to buy these drones. So we have to all look at ourselves and figure out what we're going to do to stop funding this war machine, because that's really where it starts. Is if we can stop funding this somehow, then they won't be able to have the drones be able to fly all over the Middle East and bomb the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking there's still some people who may want to speak, but given that Julie just made that comment, I just want to note that I think it's really important to see this switch between what we're doing with drones in the United States and how they're used on our business also on the people in Palestine. Much of our technology, we're at least exchanging it, but I'm not sure that we're not getting a whole lot of our strategy, our security systems, our drone information, the policies that Israel has been doing for years and years and years on the Palestinians. I also wanted to note, since Julie was just speaking, that Julie's going to be doing a presentation with her colleague Jessica at the Moines Valley Friends meeting on May 15. We'll put information out about that to share more of their story. Again, I assume there's other people who want to speak, but as was noted earlier, it's really important that we do this again at our congressional offices. It's also important that we do it in our communities, and at our churches, and at our clubs, wherever the public forums are. We need to bring this up, and we need to be engaging more people in this effort. So, thank you for bringing that up. And
why don't you talk about how many people are here from around the state?
I was just going to say, do you want to talk? You want to say a word? Well, I wanted to find out. Joe Ossie is from Cedar Rapids, and Lila Ossie is from Cedar Rapids. And I know we have some other people here from the Iowa City area. Why don't we have people kind of raise their hands and let us know? All right, John? Iowa City. Iowa City, great. And we don't have John, Cedar Rapids, great. And
Grinnell?
Chicago. And Grinnell. Who's from Grinnell?
Chris.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What? So Washington over there.
Where? Wellman. All right. Cool.
Someone from Washington.
Washington.
Oh.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you. Is there anybody else? We are Wellman, Washington, Grinnell, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Moines.
Urbana, Illinois.
Van Illinois?
Urbana.
Chicago, Illinois. Okay, well, that's awesome. Good work, and good people laying the groundwork for this, and we're just one more step on that road. We're building, and we're going to have more.
Tonight's talk.
And tonight's talk. We just heard a little bit from Robert Naiman. We're going to hear more, and we're going to consider how we work together to move this forward. 7 o'clock at the American Institute of Business. Right back there is the floor. Drive down floor to Bell Avenue. It's on Bell Avenue, just west of floor. The activity center there. Go inside and they'll be signed.
If I can do it right there, yeah.
It's going to be an important process. We're working with it.
I like Steven.
Any words of wisdom to share?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Joe.
You gotta hold the
the fact that the German government is far more functional than ours, the Swedish government, even the Indian government. People in India have more power over the way their country is operated than we have over the way our country is operated. So if we're going to get our rights back from the corporate funded government, we have to do something about it more than standing here in front of this airport deal. We've got to put our minds to election reform. It's up to everybody to really put themselves.
Somebody else?
I don't know what use of these for. Space May Day. Happy May Day. The old Celtic tradition is druids and the maypole. So let's dance around our maypole of peace. May peace prevail upon earth. And may we all have a peace pole in every village and town and library across this beautiful state of Iowa on this beautiful day. Yay! I just want to say that I couldn't help but reflect. I'm from Cedar Rapids in Iowa City, and from planet Earth, actually. And I can't help but reflect about 1967. I came down here to Des Moines. It wasn't a real happy day. I was being inducted into the freaking Vietnam War. So I returned here today. A little bit different, but a little bit the same. I was actually a war protester inside the military and was under arrest and actually put under house arrest for a long time. So I just say, how many veterans are here? Raise your hands. Okay. All right, welcome home. It's a daily welcome home, and anybody fighting for peace is a peace warrior, and earth warrior of the first degree. And also, just everybody that's here is a witness for peace, and your presence here does make a difference. Every drop in the ocean is a drop for peace, and that's in our heart. So a lot of people, how many are doing peace vigils around the state here? We do a peace vigil every Friday in Cedar Rapids from 4:30 to 5:30. And I would say about 80% of the people that drive by, and it is a drive-by, are supporting us. So you're in the majority. And act like it, feel like it, and be it. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, if that is it, we're here from Dan. Oh, from Caitlin?
Hi, how you feeling? Yeah, you go first.
And I guess I'm going to say a few things about unconstitutionality and the drone going over our head, but and how this works. But I was hearing Robert talk about how things in our heads, we're locking in, saying that's true, we don't have new information. And I just happened to read an article in the Huffington Post, I believe, that had to do with the drug war that the United States and back in the day when George was the president of Mexico asked and begged for the United States to give them drones to help fight the drug war. And they refused. The reason is they didn't want the backlash from all the civilian casualties. And I thought maybe there's something we can all put in our bank and think about.
kid is bad, you know, it's the nature of being human. So does that warrant being murdered from thousands of miles away by a drone? We can say heck no.
I would like to make a statement to the President of the United States. I'd like to say, Mr. Obama, on many occasions, you've expressed appreciation to Iowans for supporting you and helping you get elected to the highest office in the land. And we appreciate how you show empathy, sympathy for the parents of children that are killed in a school situation. Now we call upon you, Mr. President, for the same compassion towards children and other parents in other parts of the world. We would like to support you, our support to continue, but it's very difficult when your compassion is so confined to a parochial situation to just our country. I call upon you, Mr. President, to show a symbolic commitment to being a part of the whole world family community. Conclude your speeches from now on, not just the God bless the United States of America, the God bless the United States and all of the nations of the world, because we want to be a part of a human family.
I love you. Here's what I'd like to say, my President. You are a war criminal. It's got to stop. You put more corporate, illegal lawsuits in your matters than any other presidency the country's ever had. You have a kill list. You can just run your finger down and pick who you want to slaughter today. You can go after Osama bin Laden and it can be plastered all over the paper. There's no just process of any kind. There's not even regular war like the general flag. So, I would like people to encourage our friends and neighbors to call it out the way it is. Goodwill, that's fine, but he's a smart guy, he knows what he's doing. Okay, it looks like this is, I think we're ready to wrap it up. I just want to say I look forward to seeing you tonight. Bring your friends with you, and don't forget June 8th. I will see each other on the road June 8th. I have more detail on that. Congratulations, BFP.
Thank you for watching, and if you would like to help me support my live streaming efforts, please go to www.weepay.com/donations/Occupy Kaylin livestream, and Kaylin is Kaylynn. Again, weepay.com/donations/Occupy Kaylin livestream, and any little bit of support helps me to continue to cover these events, because the next time there may not be mainstream media, and it has to get out there, and this is why I'm not here today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the streams.